He's a men's rights activist. He brings a conservative point of view to black issues. His mission, to provide a forum for honest discussions about social issues without the liberal lapdogs shutting down the discussion. Broadcasting from the American Truth Project Studios in beautiful Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. This is Conservative Nation with your host, Jermaine Buxio.
Yo, yo, yo. Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Conservative Nation with me, your gracious host, Jermaine Buxio. How's everybody doing on this beautiful Friday evening? TGIF, thank God. Thank God! It's Friday, ain't it? Thank God. Make sure you guys do me a favor, hit that like button. Make sure you do share. We are back on Facebook. For now. We are back for now. So make sure you do your due diligence. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. We got a lot to discuss tonight. A lot. And as you guys know, we're going to have a very, very good old time. Absolutely. So make sure you do your due diligence. Did you guys hear what's going on with Ukraine and Mr. Biden? Well, Mr. Biden, ladies and gentlemen, wants to send $1 billion in humanitarian aid to Ukraine. $1 billion. It sounds like somebody getting paid. That's what it sounds like to me. Maybe I'm a bad man. But it sounds like somebody getting paid. $1 billion in humanitarian aid. You will start seeing a whole bunch of charities popping up through the yin yang. Through the yang! Through the bushes. I'm telling you, loving hands for Ukraine, doggy lunch bags for Ukraine. You gonna start seeing them. Strollers, a stroller fund for Ukraine. You're gonna start seeing it. You will. You'll start seeing, kitty cat hospitals, right? We got to donate for the kitty cat hospitals in Ukraine. You gonna see it. And it's gonna be through the roof. Somebody's getting paid $1 billion in humanitarian aid. My goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody gonna get paid. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. We got a whole bunch to talk about. Some folk gonna be pissed off today. Some folks already gonna know what the deal is. But one thing I'm gonna tell you, the news is definitely shocking. Certainly is. First one up. Make sure you do your due diligence. Don't treat me like your baby mama. Don't treat me like your grandpa that got the stories that you hate hearing. Right? Every time you go over to your grandpa's house, he got you sitting down. Hey, sonny, sit down here. I want to tell you a time back in 53. Right? He always want to give you those type of stories. I understand. Right? Yeah, I understand. My father used to be the same way. Soon as I'm getting ready to run out that house, right? Either for a hot date or I'm trying to play some b-ball. He got a story that he's trying to tell me back in 72. Ain't trying to hear it. I understand. But hit that like button and make sure you share. Because that is the only way we can get the word out. All right? And if you can, throw something in the tip jar. Help a brother out. Help us keep putting out the content you guys love and deserve. First one up, I want to speak to you guys about Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is getting a lot of praise nowadays. He has, I believe, a podcast that is doing pretty good. I forgot what it's called, but something with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's in the news for being an alpha. For being an alpha, he's in the news. There was a guy there. He was apparently at some event, and a guy there challenged Mike Tyson to a fight. When he challenged Mike Tyson to a fight, they had some security guards there, some folks over there trying to get the guy away from Mike Tyson. The guy wasn't going for that. He pulled out a pistol, he flashed it. And people backed up. Some folks ducked under some tables. Some folks ran. But you know what Mike Tyson did? He didn't move. He didn't do nothing. Shook the guy's hand and gave him a hug. Man, what an alpha. Let me go ahead and run this when I come back. I want to get you guys a take on this. In this new age of beta males, are alphas needed? Take a look.
I'm trying to upgrade my stairs.
Yeah.
All I need is you.
Huh?
What are you doing? All I need is you.
Who is this?
Can I get a favor, bro? Hey, Cam, get out of here. Mike. Hey, what the fuck are you doing, man? Get the fuck up out of here. I'm not playing with you. Get up out of here, bro. Okay. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm joking, family. How are you? Hey. Come on, fam. Come on.
Good. All right.
There you go.
New York! No, Brownsville. Excuse me.
Hey.
Shalom. Salute.
There it is.
I don't play like that, man. Nah, fuck that. Mike knows you.
Hey, Cam, you good?
You a sucker. You a bitch ass. Salute.
Hey, you good?
Sometimes you just know it.
Hey, thank you, Mike. Give it up for Mike talking tonight.
Bow. Shout out to Jesse Kohler. Jesse Kohler says he has a podcast. Mike Tyson. Y'all are bad. Y'all are bad for that. Calling Mike Tyson and his speech impediment like that. Y'all are bad. Y'all are bath. I could tell you that. What is it called? Ludicrous with Mike Tyson. Besides all the jokes, gosh darn it. You see how all these folks ran? Even the guy filming ducked behind the table. Mike Tyson didn't do nothing at all. As a matter of fact, Mike Tyson stood there, engaged with the individual, was able to calm it down, and the individual left. That's what an alpha does. Somebody pull out a gun, all of a sudden all the betas are running. No, it ain't time to run. You wanna know why he's pulling it. He pulled it because he felt disrespected. Right? He was over there trying to speak with Mike Tyson. There were some folks over there guarding Mike Tyson, pushing him. He felt disrespected. Now, one thing I want to tell folks, in the street world, right, in Niggerville, pushing a street nigga like this, you can see gonna bring you problems because most street niggas are carrying. So you go around pushing street niggas like this and they raise their shirt, letting you know, listen, punk, try me once more again. I'm certified. That's what the pistol mean. The pistol right here mean I'm certified. I'm certified to go straight to jail. And Mike Tyson being black, being from the streets, a nigga with a gun ain't gonna scare him. Niggas with guns don't scare most blacks. It's the popping that got them, ducking for cover. Yeah, it's the popping. But the flashing the gun, no. Yeah. So he was able to sit there, calm down the situation, and allow the guy to leave. That's how a lot of these situations need to be handled. When you're a beta, you overreact to a lot of situations. And that overreaction, a lot of the times, can cost you your life. I want folks to understand that. In these type of situations, alphas are needed because an alpha is not going to back down. An alpha is going to engage. And most of the time, the alpha is going to get down to the bitter end. He's going to know what the hell is going on here. And you just got done seeing. The guy just wanted to be able to, get a handshake, be able to, get acknowledgement from Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson gave it to him. So I just want to go ahead and show people that's why alphas are needed. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to my guy, Ron Gusto. Ron Gusto, shout out to you, donated. Took our calories. Says, start off the tip jar from Ron G. Shout out to Ron G. Shout out to Ron G, Ron Gusto. Shout out to you. He watches on Facebook. Shout out to you. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Next one up here. I want to go ahead and speak to you guys about a small business owner. They were on the Clinton News Network or the Criminal News Network, whichever one you prefer. And they were speaking to Breonna Keeler. And actually, Breonna Keeler was doing the story, I should say. And they were telling CNN the price of everything is going up, and they're uncertain about the future and staying open. This is a notion that a lot of small business owners are having nowadays. They see the gas prices rising through the roof. They see shortages coming down, right? And they also see crime. It's a recipe for disaster. Take a look at this when it come back. I want to speak about it. Make sure you share.
Surging gas prices across the country hitting food truck owners hard. They say the weekly costs are adding up quickly, and it's forcing them to make changes that will impact their customers' pockets. CNN's Diane Gallagher is live for us in Charlotte, North Carolina, with more on this. Diane?
Yeah, Brianna, food trucks are kind of the definition of a small business, often with just 1 to 3 employees each. Many are spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars more each week, saying it's tough to do business when the two things that keep you in business, gas and food, are both going up. Sizzling, savory, sauteed, or smashed. However you like your meal,
do you want any jalapenos?
It's probably served somewhere on wheels.
So I got a sub, no mayo, light tomato, and a chips and salsa.
But these days, it's not cheap to eat mobile.
The prices, everything's going up. Gas is especially hitting us.
The 1-2 punch of inflation and gas prices is forcing food trucks from California to the Carolinas to tap the brakes.
Have a good day. It's very uncertain right now.
Serving up well-seasoned American fare from his B. Cook's food truck,
I don't skip on the seasoning.
Brian Anderson says the rising cost of food and supplies has already impacted his menu.
So I would pay maybe $60 for a case of salmon. Now I'm paying close to $90 for a case of salmon.
But when the price of gas started to spike last month,
I have propane, I have diesel, and regular gas.
He had to introduce a price increase of his own.
I could have managed with one or the other, but both at the same time, I'm just like, okay.
During the height of the pandemic, with restaurants closed around the country, when customers craved a chef's cooking, these gourmet gas guzzlers cashed in on changing habits. Now many are struggling to survive.
I don't know what we're going to do.
In uptown Charlotte, Felicia Reese is changing her packaging and charging for condiments now.
Do you need any ketchup or anything?
But says she can't stomach the cost of ingredients.
We have Gulf shrimp that we're using. It used to be like $120 a case, and now it's like $200 a case.
Inflation data show the differences are real. Food prices rose 1% in February, the largest monthly increase in nearly 2 years. But over just the past 12 months, they went up 7.9%, the biggest spike since July 1981. Gas prices shot up more than 6.5% last month and 38% in the past year. And these numbers barely scratch the surface of any impact Russia's invasion of Ukraine may have on prices in the U.S.
We were paying $60 for a tank of diesel, and now we're paying like $90. Our generator, it was about $8 to fill it up, and now it's like $30.
Ladies and gentlemen, what do you got to think about this? What do you think? Inflation through the gosh darn roof. You can see how folks are struggling here. I know a lot of small business owners. A lot of small business owners hit me up. They even watch this program. And I can tell you they are suffering with a lot of this inflation, high gas prices. There's a term out there that a lot of people are coining, which is product shrinkage. There's a whole bunch of companies right now who are packaging their products in smaller quantities because of the inflation. I want people to understand that. Yeah, it's called product shrinkage. Go ahead and look it up. So the same price you would pay for, like, let's say 32-ounce cereal, right? You would pay $3.99 for it. Now you're paying $3.99 for a 28-ounce cereal. Same price. They just reduced it. And they're talking about 15% reduction when it comes to this quote-unquote product shrinkage, right? So you can see what the people are doing out there, right? You can see what the companies are doing. They're trying to keep the prices where it's at. Because they know it once they start creeping up, there'll be a whole bunch of supply with low demand. They know this. So how do you keep people buying your product still? You shrink the quantity. And most folks are not even picking up on this. So now they're shorting you so that they can make ends meet, so that they can still, hit their bottom line. Ain't that crazy? I want folks to understand, ain't that crazy? Food trucks, it's going to be hard for them to stay in business. Don't get me started on Uber Eats or that other one. What is it? Dash something. Don't get me started on them because those ones are through the roof right now. DoorDash. Excuse me. I said dash something. Look how old I'm getting. DoorDash. And Uber Eats. Don't try to order nothing from them. You're going to get ripped off. You order something from McDonald's. $8 meal. Cost you $35. Yeah, an $8 meal costs you $35 with DoorDash. So trust me, it is crazy out there, ladies and gentlemen. It certainly is. And you got one person to blame for it. They go by the name of Mr. Magoo. Fumbles and bumbles his words. He's always stuttering. Like a bad lawnmower trying to start. Let me tell you, always stuttering. Joe Biden. It's his fault. I want folks to know that. It's his fault. So I'm praying that a lot of these small business owners will be able to make it through these times here. But one thing I do know, it will get a lot more worse because we don't have leadership that is competent enough to turn this around. And what Joe Biden is doing right now, he's making things a hell of a lot worse. And then stealing our money in quote unquote under the guise of humanitarian aid. When are Americans going to start waking the heck up? These people are stealing our money under the guise of humanitarian aid at a tune of $1 billion. That money is going into somebody's pocket. Ladies and gentlemen, wake up. Wake the heck up. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Leanne Glass. Shout out to Leanne Glass and Jerome Glass. Says, we take the challenge. Blessing to you, Jermaine, and your family from Leanne and Jerome in Princeton, Minnesota. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the Glass family. Taking our challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys hit that like button. make sure you do share. I want to go ahead and move on. I want to speak about Justice Clarence Thomas. He was discharged from the hospital today. Take a look.
We are following breaking news on this Friday morning. The Supreme Court says that Justice Clarence Thomas has been discharged from the hospital. He was discharged earlier today. Clarence Thomas had been hospitalized for 7 days. He was being treated for an infection reportedly and flu-like symptoms. The court said Thomas has been vaccinated and boosted. He did not have COVID-19, according to the court. But of course, Justice Clarence Thomas is the longest serving justice on the high court.
Wow. So Justice Clarence Thomas, he is out. He was hospitalized for 7 days. He is out, ladies and gentlemen. From the reports I've read, he's doing well. He's doing really well. So thank the Lord. I know there were some liberals out there who wished he would die. Let me tell you how evil they are. They're super duper evil. And while Clarence Thomas was coming out of the hospital, the liberal machine did not wait to try to find some dirt to throw on Mr. Thomas. The liberal machine right now has their sights on Justice Clarence Thomas's wife, Jenny Thomas. Apparently, Jenny Thomas texted a Trump aide to release the Kraken. This was during the January 6th, mostly peaceful event there. Apparently, the liberals believe that this is now a big story. They're going bananas over it. Analysis after analysis. Criminal attorney after criminal attorney. Let me tell you. I want to go ahead and run this. When I come back, I want to speak about this. What is their aim going after the SCOTUS's wife? What is their aim here? Here we go.
Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas was discharged from the hospital today, a week after being admitted with an infection. His release comes as his wife, Ginny, finds herself in the news for texts she wrote urging an overturn of the 2020 election. So what do we know about Mrs. Clarence Thomas?
Who is Ginny Thomas? The wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas finds herself at the center of a firestorm today after texts she wrote urging the overturn of the 2020 presidential election were revealed. CBS News correspondent Robert Costa broke the exclusive story.
Why is it important?
This is important because we didn't know about it. There are still so many questions we need answered about January 6th and what happened behind the scenes in that effort to keep Trump in office.
In one 2020 text to President Trump's chief of staff, Mark Meadows, Ginny Thomas wrote, "Help this great president stand firm, Mark. The majority knows Biden and the left is attempting the greatest heist of our history." And this, "I can't see Americans swallowing the obvious fraud."
Are there any potential consequences to this?
So many consequences could come from this story, and it's still an unfolding story. Will the House January 6th committee issue a subpoena for Ginny Thomas, maybe even ask for Justice Thomas to submit his records? These questions need to be answered in the coming days.
Ginny Thomas married Clarence in 1987. She admits she attended the Stop the Steal rally on January 6, 2021, although she says she left before the rioters stormed the Capitol because she was cold. In 1999, when her husband was nominated to the court and faced charges of sexual harassment from Anita Hill, she stood by him. 19 years later, she left a bizarre voicemail message for Anita Hill saying she should apologize to Clarence Thomas.
Absolutely.
Good
That's
morning,
a good
Anita
wife.
Hill. It's Ginny Thomas with the voicemail. I would love you to consider an apology sometime.
Absolutely.
And a full
She
explanation
lied.
of why you did what you did with my husband. Okay, have a good day.
It's unknown if Justice Thomas knew about his wife's texts. Earlier this month, Ginny Thomas said she and her husband have separate careers and opinions, adding her husband doesn't discuss his work with her and she doesn't involve him in her work.
My goodness gracious. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you got to think about this? Yeah, Anita Hill lied. She lied. She was a wench like Stormy Daniels being used by the liberal left. I'm sick and tired. Why play with these folks, ladies and gentlemen? It's always a whore or a wench who the liberal left uses to try to take down a good man. Somebody that they don't want in that position. And thank the Lord, let me tell you, Clarence Thomas had a good wife. Absolutely. Let me say this again. Let me say this again to piss off some folks. Thank the Lord. Clarence Thomas had a good wife. A good white wife. Let me go ahead and piss some folks off. My goodness gracious, right? A good white wife who stood by his side while a black wench was trying to destroy him. Thank the Lord. Justice Clarence Thomas had a good white wife. Let me tell you. And I want folks to understand, back in those days, imagine being a black conservative back in those days. Black folks really hated you then. You think black folks hate black conservatives now? Back then, ladies and gentlemen, he was a real token black. Yeah. Black women didn't want to mess with him. Not like that. They're going after Ginny Thomas here. They're going after her because she's a conservative. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's a way to muddy the waters. That's why. That's why they're going after him. Going after her, excuse me. Any way they can to make conservatives look bad, they will. There is no law that prevents her from texting a Trump aide and saying this. As a matter of fact, there's nothing wrong with what she did. On the contrary of what liberals are saying. You know, this could be very bad, right? Liberals like to exaggerate everything like their mama. Right? Yeah, they like to exaggerate everything like their mama and like their sister. You know what I'm talking about, ladies out there? You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You go out with a guy. You guys do the wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. He decides he don't like doing it with you anymore and dumps you, don't call you anymore. Right? And what do the ladies say? He took advantage of me, right? That's an over-exaggeration. You guys did the wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and he decided you weren't that good. He decided he didn't like it, and he ended the relationship. To most women out there, a guy who does that is taking advantage, right? And when you hear that, you're like, oh my God, did he beat you? Did he rob you? Did he steal from? What did he do? And then you hear, well, he slept with men. He's not answering my phone calls anymore. That's taking advantage. That's an over-exaggeration. That's what women do. That's what liberals do. To make it more dramatic, right? Until you just read what the person did. You're like, huh? This is nothing what you're trying to portray. Ginny Thomas did nothing wrong. Most folks with a good conscience out there, most folks who were using common sense, most folks who had the light of the Lord, let me tell you, most folks knew that there was something going on with the election, right? I don't want to get into it because the censorship is crazy. But most folks knew it. So the fact that they're trying to pin some cockamamie text messages in reality, in totality, right, of the matter, don't mean nothing. Should let you know the game that liberals are playing. It should let you know really fast. Really fast. That's what it is. Let's go ahead and move forward. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Teresa Kinney. Teresa Kinney donated, took our $10 challenge on Cash App. Shout out to Teresa Kinney. Beautiful woman there. And Teresa says, for happy Friday, Jermaine and Conservative Nation family. Absolutely. Shout out to Teresa Kinney. Shout out to you. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Eat all, save none for later says, the J6 must be falling apart, so they have to come up with something else. Absolutely. I believe they ain't got nothing really on J6. Everything they got is just cockamamie, and they know it. If they had something, they wouldn't be spending their time trying to, speak about Ginny Thomas and some dumb text messages. That's how weak they are. Let me tell you, weak! Weak as hell. Let's go ahead and move forward. Now, there's a video out here that is gaining some traction right now, and it was put out by Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock spoke about Barack Obama and his legacy. Liberals, black buffoons out there, believe that Barack Obama's legacy is being black, the first black president. Bliggity black. But he disagrees with that notion. He says Obama's legacy is gay. That is his legacy. Pushing the gay agenda. And let me tell you something, I agree. First black in the White House. First black to paint the White House rainbow. Can't get around it. Let me go ahead and run this when I come back. I want to speak about this. How gay is Obama? On a scale from 1 to 10, you let me know. 10 being the gayest. Hit that like button, make sure you share. Here we go.
And what we ended up finding out after 8 years of Obama's presidency is there was nothing about the Obama bundle that was beneficial to black people. Last week, I talked about that's Barack Obama during his presidency after he legalized gay marriage. Newsweek hailed him as the first gay president. And last week, I was telling you all about what I call the Obama bundle. It's like a cable bundle. You can't just buy one channel, you get a bundle. You get all these other channels that you may or may not use. You just wanted ESPN, you just wanted sports, but you gotta buy Lifetime and A&E and all these other channels, MTV, that you may never click on, but they're part of the bundle. And so what America thought it was getting with Barack Obama, the first gay president, according to Newsweek, they thought they were getting BET, Black Entertainment Television. Look how unracist I am. I bought the BET Barack Obama bundle. And so white liberals just, oh, this is a chance for me to prove I'm not racist, and I bought the BET bundle. And black people caught up in race idolatry. Oh, black president, we free at last, free at last. I got BET, and everybody got BET. And what we ended up finding out after 8 years of Obama's presidency is there was nothing about the Obama bundle that was beneficial to black people. You didn't actually get BET. The channel that you got, and Newsweek pointed it out, this was back when Newsweek was a powerful magazine, and magazines still mattered to some degree back then. They told you what you got. You got the LGBTQIA plus channel. That's the real bundle. That's the real network that you bought, the Alphabet Mafia. That is his legacy. Just like Lincoln's legacy is he freed the slaves, Obama's legacy is he freed the gays. That's just a fact. And so this sounds like I have this great animus towards the LGBT community. I'm sorry, I do not. I don't have great animus for them. I just don't. I just happen to think some of their lifestyle choices mirror my own sinful lifestyle choices. I don't think their lifestyle choices are healthy. Just like my sexual promiscuity, I don't think it was healthy. My gluttony, I don't think is healthy. And so all I'm saying is that Barack Obama's real agenda, real legacy, was about the LGBTQ. And so those of you that thought you bought the BET package didn't get Black Entertainment Television. What you got was where we're at today. His legacy lives on.
Shout out to Jason Whitlock. Shout out to Jason Whitlock. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you guys think about this? Shout out to Eat All, Save None for Later. Says his legacy is damaging race relations in America. Absolutely. His legacy is corruption, race baiting, race dividing, and gay. That is his legacy. As a matter of fact, his presidential portrait says it all. It's Obama sitting on a toilet, look like in a bed of roses, some flowers behind him. That's his portrait, and it was done by a gay guy who does paintings. So Obama's legacy is gay through and through. He pushed more for the LGBTQ agenda than anything. You want to know why transgenders can get into the bathroom, either male or female? Obama. Yeah, you guys remember that, right? Obama's the one that started it. As a matter of fact, Obama enshrined it. So this is how can I say, an issue that most folks out there who voted for him are trying to run from. Yeah, they're trying to run from it. When you speak to a lot of black folks out there, they're still hoodwinked. They're still in Obama land. When you start pointing out all the stuff that he did and didn't do, it's almost as if like it can't compute with them. It's the same folks who love Bill Clinton. When you show how bad Bill Clinton was, especially when it comes to certain policies, it's almost as if they don't see it. They are still stuck in amazement on the person. So, Obama, his legacy has been race dividing and pushing the LGBTQ agenda. That is it. And right now, when you look at what's going on in the White House, it's almost like it's Obama 3.0. Because these fools are acting and doing the same things that Barack Obama would have done. As a matter of fact, Barack Obama probably in the back controlling the show. So that's what it is. Barack Obama, his legacy is gay. It's gay. And I see some folks put 11.5. Man, he 11.5 on the gay scale. That, man, that's serious. Ain't it? Ain't it serious? Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. All right? I'm going to need your help. I'm going to need your help. Shout out to Eat All Save None for Later. Says increase in Satanism. Matthew Steinecker says, because Michael made him do it. Absolutely. Shout out to Sally Kushmall. Absolutely, the NWO. Yeah. Leanne Glass says, Mao, Obama, and Soros are controlling the moron Biden. Absolutely. Biden is a moron. He certainly is. But the people behind him aren't morons. They know exactly what they're doing. Let me tell you. Let's go ahead and move forward. Next one up. I want to speak about Mr. Magoo. Mr. Magoo pissing off everybody in the world once more again. Mr. Magoo has a breaking announcement for everybody in their mama's mama. Everybody in their mama's mama. Biden announces that the United States will provide another $1 billion. $1 billion with a B in humanitarian aid to Ukraine. Now, I want people to think about this. They've already sent money over there. A lot of money. They're sending another $1 billion. You see how fast Congress can get their act together when they want to achieve something. Why is our border, our own border, not secured? How come we can't get $1 billion to be invested in our border? What's going on with them? We're not boo-boo the fool. $1 billion in humanitarian aid. Somebody is getting pizzade. Somebody's getting pizzade. I want to go ahead and run this when I come back. I want to speak about it. $1 billion. There's a lot of stuff we can do with that money. A lot of stuff that we could do to protect ourselves. Do you understand? To make life easier for our citizens. But Mr. Magoo, Nancy Pelosi, Luciferian elite, $1 billion to Ukraine. Take a look.
I don't think there's anything worse for a parent than to see a child suffering, their child suffering. I mean that sincerely. It's not hyperbole. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And so what you, the humanitarian community, are doing is of such enormous consequence. Brother, this is what we say we're about. This is what we say that our obligations are. But you're living up to it. We're doing it every day, all of you that are sitting at this table. And so, I'm here in Poland to see firsthand the humanitarian crisis. And quite frankly, part of my disappointment is that I can't see it firsthand like I have in other places. They will not let me, understandably, I guess it, cross the border and take a look at what's going on in
I wish you did. You'd get assassinated real quick.
I'm eager to hear from you, the humanitarian community, about what you see, what you're doing, and where you think we go from here, because you're doing it every day. As has been pointed out, 10 million people have been displaced thus far. 3.8 million people to other countries, including more than 1 million children. And according to the UN, there are thousands of civilian casualties, 12 million in need of assistance, but hundreds of thousands of people who are being cut off from help by Russian forces and are besieged in places like Mariupol. I mean, it's not stopping. It's like something out of a science fiction movie. You turn on the television and see what these towns look like in cities. I want to thank each one of you and your organizations, excuse me. I were visiting our troops and they had pizza pie with hot peppers on it. Yes, I do. But, you're helping millions of people. And we must have to continue to scale up that assistance, coordinate it closely with the government of Ukraine, which is really, I think even you Poles who know Ukraine so well have to be a little bit surprised at how much courage and capacity and resilience the Ukrainian people. When you see a 30-year-old woman standing there in front of a tank with a rifle. I mean, talk about what happened in Tiananmen Square. That's Tiananmen Square squared. And look, whether it's food or a blanket or cash or the care for medical teams that we send in for our child welfare specialists, they need it now. They need it as rapidly as we can get it there. And so yesterday I announced on behalf of the American people, we're prepared to provide another $1 billion, as the ambassador pointed out, $1 billion for those who fled and those who are affected around the world as a consequence of the negative impact of this war on food security. The bad news is they're in the breadbasket of the world, Ukraine and Russia. But we, the United States, are going to do our part because we're the third largest producer of wheat in the world. And our Canadian friends are going to do the same thing. But we're going to try very hard. But in the meantime, the suffering that's taking place now is at your doorstep. You're the ones that are risking, in some cases, your lives and risking all you know.
Wow, and I want to stop it there. So, you see, Mr. Magoo, he's in Poland right now. They're saying that he can't go over to Kyiv. Apparently, he was invited there by Zelensky. But they're saying it's too dangerous. He might die. I'm saying, gosh darn it, go ahead and go for it. Go for it, Biden. I wouldn't be surprised if Biden got assassinated while he was over there right now. I would not be surprised. Would not. Wouldn't that be a gosh darn monkey wrench in the plan? Biden in Poland gets assassinated. You see, I didn't even knock on wood. Man, I'm bad. I'm bad. I didn't even knock on wood. Man, ladies and gentlemen, I'm bad. I didn't even knock on wood. Shoot, the sucker might get assassinated over there. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. Russia. It's like I'm playing Connect 4. Go for it, baby. So Biden, he's laying down the reason why they want to send $1 billion. He's saying that grandmas are holding AKs in front of Russian tanks. A grandma holding an AK in front of a Russian tank, she sounds to me like a soldier, sir. He's saying that, hey, bombs fall on Mariupol. Too many goats don't have enough grass to graze. Yeah. Not enough grass for the goats to graze on. Yeah. You know how goats need grass. Ain't enough grass over there. So he want to send $1 billion to help the goats. Absolutely. He says that the kitty farms don't got enough milk. Yeah, the kitty cats, they got a big ass farm over there. Huge. Let me tell ya. He's sending $1 billion over there to help the kitty cat farmers. You see where I'm going with this? Do you see where I'm going with this? He's naming everything he can so that he can justify sending $1 billion there. Hey, the cows don't got the cows don't got any shoes. Yeah. Cows don't got any shoes. We got to send $1 billion over there. You get what I'm saying? We got to send $1 billion. That's the way it is. And I want people to wake up to this. Because a lot of fraud, a lot of theft comes from the federal government when they're trying to redistribute wealth to other nations. I want folks to understand. There's always politicians who got their hands in the cookie jar while it's going out there. I want you to understand. That's why I keep speaking like this, right? When I talk to you about the goats grazing on the grass. Because they say dumb stuff like this. I'm letting you know. These people are evil folks. Very evil. Let me tell you. Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Shannon Browning. They ain't got enough litter boxes over there. Yeah. The kitty. Where are the cats going to use the bathroom at, ladies and gentlemen? You don't want, cat piss in the streets, right? Yeah, if anybody's had a cat piss in your home, you know how raunchy, how terrible. Let me tell you, how stinky cat piss is. Let me tell you. You know how stinky it is. Shoot, the cats need a litter box. They do. That's why $1 billion being sent. The dogs, ladies and gentlemen, the dogs need dog houses. Where do the dogs sleep at night? You get what I'm saying? Gosh darn it, who let the dogs out? Ruh! That's all I'm saying. $1 billion being sent to the doggies. So now you're catching the drift, right? You're catching the drift. Now you're starting to, right? Yeah, that's the way Democrats are. That's the way they are. Now, Mr. Magoo the other day spoke about food shortage. He was in a press conference and he says that it's going to be a real issue. Food shortages in this country. The news ain't speaking about it. I went to Walmart 2 days ago. I hate going to Walmart, especially here in Minneapolis. Usually I'll drive out to Maple Grove or I'll drive a little further just so that I can have a peaceful shopping experience. I'm just one of them, right? I'm one of them guys. I like to have a peaceful shopping experience. How many of you guys are like me? You'll drive a little further so that you can get a peace of mind, right? When I go to Walmart here in Minneapolis, the Walmart look like Somalia. The Walmart look like a desert market in Mogadishu. How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? The Walmart, ladies and gentlemen, look like Monrovia, Liberia. How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? Blacks from sea to shining sea. Talking loud. Bumping into your bastard children running around. Even when I get to the gosh darn, when I get to the cash register, the blacks over there are working slow as hell, acting like you don't want the job. Yeah. Absolutely. So I will pass Somalia. I'll pass Mogadishu and I'll go to somewhere where I can stretch my legs without bumping into a kid. Where I can ask for help and the person is happy with a smile to help me. Right? When I go to Minneapolis Walmart and I ask for help, repeatedly, they don't know where nothing is. I don't know how you work somewhere and you don't know where nothing is. And then on top of that, everybody smell like weed. Go over there and catch a contact high. Gosh darn it. But besides all that, you see how I'm going off track? I'm a bad man. Besides all that, when I went to the Minneapolis Walmart, the one there in Brooklyn Center, you go and check the aisles. Gosh darn bare. You go and try to get some meat. Meat is bare. And ladies and gentlemen, this is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Shelves are bare. Look like a tsunami hit it. You don't hear the news speaking about the food shortages. You don't hear them speaking about it at all. And I believe there's a reason why. I want to go ahead and run this clip. When I come back, I want to speak to you guys about it. Make sure you guys share. Here we go.
Nothing more to report. With regard to food shortage, yes, we did talk about food shortages. And it's going to be real. The price of these sanctions is not just imposed upon Russia. It's imposed upon an awful lot of countries as well, including European countries and our country as well.
There you go. Let me play it again for people to hear. Let me play it once more again.
Nothing more to report. With regard to food shortage, yes, we did talk about food shortages. And it's going to be real. The price of these sanctions is not just imposed upon Russia. It's imposed upon an awful lot of countries as well, including European countries and our country as well.
There you go. So there is a food shortage. It may not hit your shelves yet, but it's coming. In a lot of these big urban cities, the big box stores, right? Walmart, Target, probably maybe Kroger's, Byerly's. Food shortage. Absolutely. And as prices get higher, you will see the shortage really hit. Where they're limiting you to one gallon of milk per shopper. Absolutely. Where they're telling you, hey, you can only get 1 pound of meat. That is serious. It is. You'll think the gas is serious. When gas and food hit, those are the two things that really, really start twisting society upside down. And last but not least, if there's a cyber attack, let's say we're out of power for a week, you will see killings, you will see robberies, you will see everything evil under the sun. I want folks to understand that, because that's what the Luciferians are planning next, is a cyber attack. In my humble estimation is that they'll blame Russia, they'll blame somebody, because this fiat money that they got going on, they're not able to sustain it. So they're looking for a way to reset. And if you are awake, you know what reset is, right? Klaus Schwab, the World Economic Forum, right? Resetting the world into what they imagine. For that reset to happen, there has to be an economic collapse. So right now, these people, right, the liberal elite, the elite around the world, including Republicans, they're engineering a collapse. That's why a lot of this is happening, right? It doesn't make sense. Hey, we're energy independent, but yet we can't drill, right? It doesn't make any sense. It's because it's by design. I want folks to understand that. All they need right now, after this virus, is a cyber attack. And once a cyber attack hits, they're able to bring their solution that they already have in the kit ready. Right? That will be the introduction to digital currency. Absolutely. You might think this sounds like science fiction, but everything I'm telling you is going down. That's why there's so much crazy stuff going on. I want folks to understand that. The politicians have sold us out. They have. That's why they're engineering this collapse, because if the truth were to come out and you were to find out that these politicians are raping, right, along with these banksters, raping Americans pension, everything, right? There would be hell to pay. So they need something out there to cover up their misdeeds, right? This is the main reason why they keep, giving the inclination, hey, we're not able to pay Social Security in the next, 5-10 years, right? They keep making this stuff up. They say that our entitlement programs are insolvent. Right? I want folks to understand we're just printing money. That's what's going down. So there's a lot of stuff that is moving here. And when you see these people putting things like this into work, you have to understand there's a plan behind it. They're not that dumb. I know you're thinking, gosh darn it, Biden's dumb. He is dumb. But the people who are behind him orchestrating this event, they're not dumb at all. They're ruthless, they're evil, and they want you dead. They do. It's like the useless eater theory from the Nazis. They look at most people on this planet, if you're not rich, as a useless eater. I want you to let that sink in. Now, Biden, last but not least, in the announcement today, he suggests that U.S. troops are going to Ukraine, despite the promise otherwise. Remember, he said that no U.S. troops would step foot in Ukraine. I want you guys to hear how he's talking, because this is letting you know that U.S. troops will set foot in Ukraine. Take a look.
And you're going to see when you're there, and some of you have been there, you're going to see women, young people standing in the middle in front of a damn tank, just saying, I'm not leaving. I'm holding my ground. They're incredible.
I want to play it again. I want to play one more time.
And you're going to see when you're there, and some of you have been there, you're going to see women, young people standing in the middle of front of a damn tank, just saying, I'm not leaving. I'm holding my ground. They're incredible.
There you go. And you're going to see when you get there. And you're going to see when you get there. What does that mean? Anybody with common sense would let you know that, hey, it sounds like the troops will be in Ukraine, right? There's U.S. troops in Poland right now. He's in Poland. He's speaking at a base there. And he's telling the U.S. troops, hey, you guys will see. You guys will see when you get there. You know, little grandma standing in front of the tanks, all sorts of stuff. So I want you guys to understand everything that Biden has said he has reneged on. Biden is the ultimate Indian giver. Let me tell you. The ultimate. I want you guys to play. I want to play one more time because the administration defiantly said that no U.S. troops would be on the ground, but yet this man is saying basically they're going to be on the ground. I need to play one more time. I need to.
And you're going to see when you're there, and some of you have been there, you're going to see women, young people standing in the middle of front of a damn tank, just saying, I'm not leaving. I'm holding my ground. They're incredible.
There you go. There you go. So we will see U.S. troops on the ground. Now, he may say, well, will be a humanitarian aid mission, whatever mission. But U.S. troops will be on the ground. Something that we said that we weren't going to do. We were just going to supply what? Money and aid and maybe some weapons. Now you're starting to see what's going on. Biden and his administration are a bunch of liars. They're going to get knee deep in this conflict. They are. So I want people to see that. Don't ever, ever, ever trust these folks, because that's their plan. Their plan is to lie and do the opposite. Moving forward, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want to go ahead here and speak about Trump. Trump today filed a lawsuit. Trump's lawsuit, let me tell you, it's a beautiful lawsuit. He's suing Hillary Clinton and others over Russia claims. As you guys know, in 2016, Hillary Clinton, this Russia dossier, right? It was aimed to get rid of Donald J. Trump. But it was all a lie. It was found out to be a lie, and it was discredited. Nothing has came about. Everybody who was involved with the lie, that was telling a lie, knowingly telling a lie, they were able to just go back to their life and, just not think about it. It's kind of like the whores who lie on guys that say that, hey, this guy raped me, right? And when the whores are found out that they're telling a lie, you know what happens? You know what the women do? They wipe the tears, the fake-ass tears, and they go on with their life. They sleep well at night. I want folks to understand that. Take a look at this when I come back. I want to speak about it. Make sure you share.
just into us this afternoon, former President Trump has filed a lawsuit today against his 2016 opponent, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, the DNC, other high-level Democrats, too, for $24 million. The allegation, he says, that they tried to rig the 2016 election by trying to connect the former president to Russia, with the suit claiming the scheme was so outrageous that, quote, the events of Watergate pale in comparison. Let me bring in NBC News Justice correspondent Pete Williams and NBC News senior politics editor Mark Murray. Pete, I know this lawsuit has just been filed, I think, within the last hour or so. Tell us more about it and how you read it.
Well, it's more than just Democrats that it filed against here. It's also former officials of the FBI, including James Comey. It's Christopher Steele and the people behind the Fusion GPS document, the so-called Steele dossier that was later discredited. So it's basically any grievance that Donald Trump ever had against his opponents, all packaged up as a lawsuit. What it says is they all there was a coordinated effort to destroy Mr. Trump's political career and impede his ability to effectively govern as president of the United States. Now, I should say, Hallie, that it's filed by an old friend of Donald Trump, a lawyer named Peter Tickton. Peter Tickton went to high school, the New York Military Academy, with Donald Trump, and he wrote a book about his experiences with Donald Trump as well. And I think we have a picture of the cover of that book. There it is, Peter Tickton, What Makes Trump Tick? My Years with Donald Trump from New York Military Academy, which is in essence the high school to the president. That's the lawyer who has written this lawsuit, who has filed this lawsuit on the president's behalf. And I suppose there's two ways of looking at it. On the one hand, it's an attempt to turn what happens in a political campaign into a lawsuit. On the other hand, it does say that some of the things that were done that were illegal, he says, such as wiretapping a page during the campaign, which now it's universally determined to have been based on some false and misleading allegations that were made by the FBI.
It has.
It's Donald Trump says that his communications in Trump Tower were illegally intercepted.
Yep.
So there are some specific allegations here that form the backbone of this civil lawsuit.
Can you at all, Pete, and if this is not within your purview, I know you'll tell me, handicap its chances moving forward?
Well, I think it's a stretch, but you never know. It's filed in Florida. That's the first step. We'll see what happens.
Bow. We'll see what happens. We shall see. So, there you go. Donald Trump. He wants Hillary to pay. He wants James Comey, Adam Schiff, all these people that were involved in it. Anybody who stuck their hands in it. He wants them to pay. Michael Steele, all of them. And I want them to pay as well. I certainly do. Now, how far this lawsuit gets, I don't know. I can't really tell you. Can't really tell you how far it will go. But I'm glad he filed it. Because it puts everybody on notice that we still have not forgotten the treachery that you have done. Hillary Clinton, what an evil woman. What an evil woman, let me tell you. You can hear her laugh and have a nightmare for years. And you know what type of laugh I'm talking about. She got that cackling laugh that carries. Yeah, that cackling laugh. Once you hear it, I mean, it's distinct. You hear it, yeah, in your heart, you're terrified. You're like, oh my gosh, what am I paying for next? That's the type of laugh she has. Evil woman. Laugh like a witch. If you've seen The Wizard of Oz, and you know how that witch is right when she's sending the monkeys out, right? Yeah, you guys remember that, right? She's sending those ugly ass monkeys with the wings out. Before she's doing that, she's like, go get her, my friend. And she start doing that cackling laugh. I think they modeled that laugh after Hillary Clinton. Absolutely. When that witch is sending all those damn monkeys out. That cackling laugh that she does. Modeled right after Hillary Clinton. Let me tell you. Modeled the witch right after Hillary Clinton. That wicked witch. She an evil woman. Evil. They all need to pay, ladies and gentlemen. They all told lies. It was found out to be a lie. And they all skated free. It's the evilest thing in the world. And then, on top of that, the mainstream media won't even acknowledge how much of a lie it was. How evil it was. As a matter of fact, how she tried to meddle in the 2016 election, right? They always talk about Donald Trump trying to meddle in an election, trying to overturn an election. Gosh darn, look at Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton is the model. Hillary Clinton is the example of somebody trying to overturn an election, trying to meddle in an election. Hillary Clinton, number one. Sherry Ann Skaggs says Hillary is worse than Kamala for real. You know, I could deal with Kamala's laugh. You know, Kamala's laugh is annoying. You know, knee pads Harris. You know, she sounds like she's been at a summer jam. You know, she got down on her knees. She got up, you know, and she's hanging out in a summer jam. It's a summer jam laugh. I could deal with that. Hillary Clinton, though, that's a wicked witch laugh. That's one of those laughs that you hear at a haunted house. I kid you not. You think I'm playing? If anybody's been into a haunted house before, right? The ones at Halloween that they're trying to scare you. The laughs that you hear sound like Hillary Clinton. Will scare the bejesus out of you. I kid you not. There should be a politician, a haunted house. Imagine if they had a liberal haunted house, ladies and gentlemen. Right? At the front of the house there, right, would be a scarecrow. The scarecrow, who would we put as a scarecrow in the front of the haunted house? I think we would, first of all, we would use Maxine Waters. Absolutely. She can double as a guard dog. You get what I'm saying? Maxine Waters. Absolutely. In our liberal haunted house, we will have in the front, we have a guard dog and a scarecrow. That would be Maxine Waters. Absolutely. And then inside of it, we have Kamala Harris, right? Cackling laugh. We'll have Skeletor's wife, Nancy Go to Hell Pelosi. You guys know Skeletor's wife, right? She always drunk. She be like she'll be in the house like this with her mug, right? Filled with liquor, and her dentures are in it. Have you seen my dentures? Right? She'll be walking and chasing you. Absolutely. And then we'll have the ghost of Harry Reid. Absolutely. You better believe it. And then we'll have the transgender Rachel Levine. Absolutely. We'll have the transformer come straight out. You don't know if that's a man or a woman. How scary is that? Let me tell you. How scary is that? You don't even know if that's a man or a woman. I'm terrified. You know what I'm saying? Boy. At the end of the house, we have Mr. Magoo. Yeah. We have Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe will be sitting over there trying to grab your children and sniff them. Tell me that ain't a good idea. Man, somebody gonna make millions. I gotta keep my mouth shut. But think about it. This October, a liberal haunted house. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it'll be the scariest of all time. You go over there, you'll be scared straight to be a Republican. How much you want to bet? And then in the background, we'll have like pictures of BLM burning down cities and stuff. I'm telling you, liberals want to shut that down quickly. It would be a real representation of liberals in America here. I mean, liberals are scary folks. You get what I'm saying? Jessica Chumley says, Hyena Joe, Stuttering Joe chasing you. Here, come here, kids. Let me sniff ya. Let me sniff ya. I kid you not. Somebody out there will make millions. Liberal haunted house. You know what I'm saying? Popping up near you. I'm telling you. Hell yeah. A Frachi head on a rat. We'll have Frachi in there, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have Frachi with a syringe trying to get you. Come here. Let me get you this vaccine. Let me vaccinate you. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, a liberal haunted house. You be scared Republican. Shoot, or scared out your money. One of the two. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for tonight. Absolutely. That is our show. I want to thank everybody and their mama for coming on, hanging out with your boy. Shout out to Sally Kushmo, says, you're on it tonight, Jermaine. Too funny. Absolutely. You know, I'm always down with the jokes, the little jokes. You get what I'm saying? But, you know, in all seriousness, I think that if somebody put together maybe the Daily Wire, you know, maybe the Blaze, I don't know. You put together what we call a liberal haunted house in October, right? There'll be tons of folks, let me tell you, waiting to get in there. Absolutely. I'll be the first one, I'll be the first one lined up. I have my children with me. And I'll say, this is the main reason why you don't want to vote for the Democrat Party. And we'll just walk up in there. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, one trip in that haunted house. And that haunted house will be realistic as hell. BLM burning. You get what I'm saying? People shouting at you, F you, police officer. All sorts of crazy stuff. You get what I'm saying? We'll have transformers in there. You know, transgenders. You don't know if that's a man or a woman. That's scary. You get what I'm saying? We'll have all sorts of stuff up in there. By the time you walk out, let me tell you something. You're ready to skip, run, jump, hop in a car, hop in a rocket ship straight to the Republican Party. I'm telling you. It'll be a fantastic investment. That's what it is. So that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be on tomorrow. We'll be running around noon, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll run our weekend rumble. It'll be 2 hours of good fun and hell. come and join me. That's when I'll let my hair down a bit. And as you know, I don't got no hair. So, we're going to be totally raw. Absolutely. So come and hang out with me. It shall be a good time. Absolutely. I want to thank everybody for coming on in here, everybody for hitting that like button, everybody for sharing, and everybody who donated. I want to tell you that your donations help us tremendously. Helps us pay for our platforms, right? Right now, there's people watching on 4 different platforms. We have to play Restream.io. If you guys out there use Restream, you know how much we're probably paying for it, right? We're at the 2nd tier package. You probably know what that is, right? Absolutely. Paying for our internet. We're paying for our other platform as well. So we get all the nice little graphics, the software. So all the things that we do is made possible by you. And I want to make sure that you guys know that. So I thank you guys so much. And I'll be on tomorrow with another edition of Conservative Nation Weekend Rumble. And we definitely going to rumble tomorrow. You guys take care. Love you. And good night.